Hey friends, I'm Otis Gibbs, and this is my buddy Dan Baird. He's going to tell you how he became the owner of Steve Marriott's guitar.
Steve Marriott of Humble Pie and Small Faces fame lived in Atlanta for a couple of years. I had just gotten my telly stolen, and a guy that was a friend of mine, he goes, "I got one, I'll sell you for $275. It's a dog. It weighs too much and it doesn't sound good. But you got to have a guitar for tonight, and I'll take it when you can pay it." So I went and grabbed Fido and played for about 6 weeks on that thing. Might have been a little longer than that. Anyway, Steve Marriott's living in Atlanta. He comes down to the club that we're doing the residency in, which was called Hedgens. Doesn't matter. It's your any bar, 3 sets a night bar. And we let people sit in on the third set, And Steve's got his entourage guy with him. And guy comes up and goes, "Marriott's here. He'd like to sit in." And we're going like, fuck yeah, fuck yeah. And, and I look over at Richards and I went, grab my guitar and I went, one song. If I let you go with him, I won't get one song. You guys will do it all. I promise. One song. He's mad as hornet. And he goes, "Fuck, you're right." He gives his Les Paul Jr. over to Steve, which they, and we do Let It Rock. And he's just crushing it. He's sober as a judge, and he is just crushing it. We finish up, I shake hands, and I go, "I know who you want to play with." That guy. And and sure enough, he did, and they played the rest of the night. And we're finished up. He goes, "You all want to come over to the house? I haven't got any furniture downstairs. I don't know why I bought such a big place, And we'll go listen to Ray Charles records." Of course, we're going like, yeah, fucking going to Steve Marriott, listen to James. Anyway, we come in, and he has, like he said, no furniture in the main floor, and it's all upstairs. But he has one little room with a couple of guitars in it, and a couple of chairs. And I go, "Steve, mind if I play your old Esquire over there?" "No, mate, have at it. His strings are horrible, man. I haven't changed them in ages, and it probably aches." And I said, "I don't care." And I just, I picked it up, and it was an electric shock. It just, oh my God, this is perfect neck. This is a perfect neck. This does not, oh my God, the strings are made out of rust. And I'm playing, and I have every intention of going up and joining the party. When the sun's rising and the party's over 3 hours later, I'm still furiously playing away on this thing. And I walk up to Steve, as we're all heading out, and I go, "If you ever have to sell that guitar, have to, I really, really want to know first. I really, really." And he looked at me and went, "Oh shit," with the, she bit him, She is a perfect guitar. I go around for the next 5 or 6 weeks bemoaning the fact that I cannot have Marriott's Esquire. I'm just crushed because I can't have it. And I'm telling all my friends, going into guitar stores, picking up 59 Les Pauls, which you could back then, and playing on them. I go, not even close, and tell this very good friend of mine, Jeremy Graff, about it at a certain store that Steve visited about 5 weeks after I was over at his house. All unbeknownst to me, he finds the blonde 335 that is his last guitar, and he goes, "I tell you, I've got part of it is going to be in a trade. of an old Esquire that I'm going to. And Jeremy went, Dan Baird, cash. It's cash. Yeah. He knew. Strung it up with some 10s, which I played at the time. Hadn't moved up to 11s yet. Didn't call me anything. Came up right before our first set started because it was all known, when we started. And he had a blanket covering the Esquire. He goes, give me your telly. I'm looking at him, giving the RCA dog look. What? Give me your telly. So I hand it. He goes, unplug it. Put your amp on standby. And he puts the telly I was playing, the dog, Fido, down. And he pulls the blanket off and goes, I believe you play 10s. And I pick it up and I'm just like, he goes, that guitar, $275. And I went, I don't have it on. He goes, you're good for it, aren't you? And I went, oh yeah. $50 a week till I paid it off. And I have the guitar he cut Tin Soldier on. There's quite a few shots of him playing it. I've owned that guitar and I will for the rest of my life unless something crazy happens. Yeah, absolutely crazy. That high watt that I played, Keep Your Hands On, I'll have that for the rest of my life unless something crazy happens. I can't remember when I gave it the name, the Old Man. It was well after the Sats and probably into Homemade Sin. And I just started calling it the Old Man because he was part of it. He was part me. And I'd beaten the living. This was a fine finish before I had it. You see what I have done. Oh my goodness. I mean, all of that, and then worst of all, that. Because I had to retire it because my sweat goes in here, falls into the wood to about right there, and that's where your pickup is. And you start waterlogging your pickup. Water and electricity hate each other, or they get along real well, whichever way you want to look at it. And it would make it through 30 minutes of a show, and then I had to swap it out. So it just eventually, I went over to see Dan Strain and got the Danocaster. And it wasn't exactly the same, nor should it be. I have both of them now. They both go on records. They do. I can tell. I can really tell. Width and then tightness. This thing has got no tightness left. The Esquire is actually two different guitars. This was always Steve's. The neck was always Steve's. This body belonged to Ian McLagan. Ian and they both liked each other's body resonances off the two different guitars. This is a 62 body on a 57 neck. I started sniffing, and I didn't get around to it in time when Mr. McLagan passed, about getting the other guitar. Because to have the mother and child reunion, or just like, that would be pretty awesome. But do I need it? No. Would it be cool? Yeah. But I kind of stopped myself and going, it's like, look, take care of yourself. Don't pay for cool. That guitar is it's my guy.
If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more like it, subscribe to my channel, click the like button, and tell me down below what your favorite Steve Marriott song is, and I'll see you somewhere down the road. Much love to you.